One recommendation is that anytime you're working with rope, it's always a good idea to have a good knife with you. It can be a very important piece of safety equipment, and I do mean safety equipment. Imagine working with rope, you're on a hillside, you're up in a tree, wherever it is you're working with rope, and you get hung up, and it can happen. It's very smart to have something to free yourself up with, and a knife. You cannot beat a good, sharp knife that is readily accessible. A knife back in your pack at the bottom of the hill is going to do you no good. Have it with you. I'll show you my preferred method of storing a rope. A lot of this stuff I'm not sure what it's called, but I'll demonstrate how it is that I store my rope. I'm sure everybody's seen ropes coiled up by taking and grabbing the rope and then running it through the crook of your elbow and up and over your hand and coiling rope in this manner. Well, just for shorter pieces of rope, that's okay. Dealing with a fairly long rope, I start with my 2 ends, and I strip out a good 3 or 4 extra feet, place the rope in my hand, get an arm's length, and lay it back in my hand. Get an arm's length, and lay it back in my hand to the opposite side. Arm's length, and the hand, arm's length, and the hand to the opposite side. Anyway, when I get down to the end, I'll take this last bit, ends up being a loop at the end of the rope, and I'm going to wrap it around the body of this coil that I've just made. Cinch it up fairly well. Wrap right across all those coils I've made. I'm going to take that last loop here and feed it through the loops of the coils. Now I'm going to take those 2 end pieces that I originally started with and feed those back through the loop that I fed through the coils. That's my method of coiling a rope. Another method I'll use to store rope is what I call a daisy chain. Some people who don't know how to work a daisy chain would get confused by it and think that it's a tangled mess, but that will actually come right undone. And there's the rope. Let me go ahead and get this line strung out. I'll show you how we make a daisy chain. I'm going to go with both ends of the rope. And now that I've thrown my other end way out there, I'll be right back. Let me go get that other end. Now that I've got both ends of the rope, I start holding on to both ends. I'm going to strip 2 strands of rope through my hands at the same time until I end up at the center. So in one hand I've got the 2 tail ends, and then I've got the center. And I'm going to hold them both into one hand, or gather them both into one hand, with the 2 tails extending just a little bit beyond that center. Trust me, once you learn how to daisy chain, it won't seem so hard. I'm going to twist it and throw a loop to it. It's 4 strands together. Then I'm going to reach through that and grab, pull through. And then I'm going to repeat that process. My hand goes through the loop, coil grab, pull through, pull through, pull through, pull through, and then when I get down to the end, I'm just going to feed them through, just like that. And that's a daisy chain. Again, not a lot of people like that. I prefer daisy chaining my rope. Once you know how to look at it and you know what it's all about, it's a matter of pulling the first loop out, and the rest of it will just pop right out. For longer ropes, this is about 30 foot of rope. Whoop, I take that back. This is about 40 foot of rope. For the longer ropes, I definitely prefer a coil of some sort. Like the coil I first showed you. I do believe that's called a butterfly coil. That's my preferred method. For these shorter ropes, daisy chaining is my method. And they're daisy chained as quick as that. If the rope gets too long and you try to daisy chain it, it can be done, but you can end up with twists to the rope itself, and there'll be a lot of cussing involved.